Vintage original versus reissues. It's a big question in the pedal world. Are the old one worth the price, the high price fetched by vintage pedals? Are the reissue accurate to the originals? Do they sound the same? Is it possible to make a same pedal with newer components? It's a big question, indeed. To study this problem, I chose two pedals, which are Boss DS1 from Boss. So it's not really a reissue, as Boss never stopped making them, but anyway, this one is from '86 and it's made in Japan with the original components, and this one is from 2017, so it's a newer pedal. It's very beautiful with this black attire with the golden knobs and everything. And the reason I chose this pedal is because it's a very common pedal. They sold 1 million of them. It's a very good pedal. This one sounds very good. And the newer, the black one, is not SMD. It's a big components, so it's made to be very accurate to the original. Here are the two pedals side by side, opened. And it's surprising to see that the new one has a bigger circuit than the '86 one, the old one. So this is not a SMD circuit, it's very well done. It's, let's see with the light. It's a discrete circuit which is very similar to the old one, if I can make the old one open too. They really look the same. Still a problem of light. They really look the same, so they really tried hard to make the same pedal. I've seen some Boss pedal which use a lot of SMD. It is not the case with this pedal, so it should be a good sign. Now let's see what the oscilloscope shows. I think it's a good choice to compare them on the oscilloscope to see if they're really the same pedal or not. So here is the 40th anniversary DS1, which has, as you can see, a complex pattern which can be modified by the tone control, and here's what it does when you turn down or up the tone control. The settings are all at noon, all medium. The level, here it is, and the distortion, which to round the waveform when it's on 0. But this is the signature form of the pedal. So this can be memorized and compare it to the oldest DS1. What you see now is the '86 DS1 distortion, the original from Japan. And in the medium setting we see that the pattern is very different. It's much more simple. And when we adjust the tone on 0, for example, it really has an overdrive pattern. And even with the high tone, it's still a simple one. It's not complicated as the newest one. So the level and the distortion. So it's the characteristical waveform of this pedal, and it's more simple. Really, there's no complexity of the DS1. This pedal needs a 12-volt adapter. In fact, it's the old 12 volts. So when I turn off the light, we see that the LED is quite dim. So if we put the two pedals on the same wall wart and just make connection between the phase, you see that the LED becomes normal. Yes, but the waveform is still the same, so there's no problem with the 9 volts. The pedal keeps the same pattern, which is I think that's why it sounds really better, the old one. Maybe the simplest is the better in this case of oscilloscope. Just to be sure, here is another DS1 from 1987, which is a little bit beaten, but nearly from the same era than the other one. And the waveform is exactly the same. The two pedals are different. Here is the other one. The two pedals are completely different. Here it is. But the signal is exactly the same, so you can see that when you turn down the tone, it has this nice round scope. So the production was very unstable at this era. So we've seen that despite a very good and very accurate reproduction of the circuit, this pedal do not make the same pattern on the oscilloscope. Really, it's not the same. So I have no proof of it, but it can be the reason why this one is more looked after by guitarists. Maybe it's command high prices on the vintage market, so maybe there's a reason why. I think it was interesting to compare original pedal and reissue, and maybe I'll do another video about that with some other examples. Until then, thank you for watching, and once again excuse my English and the non-scientific approach of this problem. Bye bye.